think it's important to talk about what's happening in this real estate market because everybody wants to know. That's the golden question, right? Is it the right time to sell? Is it the right time to buy? Is it this? Is it that? Well, guess what? Rates are back down to crazy historic lows. They're lower than they've been in the past 3 years. 3.4%. How does that happen? Well, you got to thank Britain for that, which is great. So Britain, working on leaving the European Union has really caused the stock market and all of the markets to really kind of go haywire and pretty much crash. So whenever that happens, anything like that happens, of course, the interest rates take a dip. So that's good for you if you're buying. It's great for you if you're selling. It's actually great all around right now for the housing market. I don't know about for long-term economy, but hey, you know what? Take advantage of it while it's here. So if you're buying, imagine what your mortgage payment would be, 0.5% to a percent less on an interest rate over 30 years. I mean, it's crazy money. Probably talking $30,000, $40,000 over the course of 30 years, if not more, right? So that's nuts. And if you're selling, guess what? Your buyers out there are pre-approved for more of a house. So how cool is that? So, and I don't know those exact numbers. If we had a mortgage person in the studios with us today, they'd be able to tell us. Just think about it this way. A week ago, you may have been priced out of a neighborhood that you wanted to go to because you didn't get pre-approved for that amount. So I know this is kind of crazy thinking, but you should talk with your mortgage lender and get locked into a lower rate, and see if you qualify for more if you really want that house. Now, never, ever overextend yourself. You don't want to do that. And I don't recommend that. But you know what I'm saying? If you're out shopping around and you're like, oh, man, I really, really wish we could be in that neighborhood. That would be perfect for the kids. And we're only talking maybe a $30,000, $40,000 difference. Well, with a 0.5% to a percent less on rates, you might be able to. And you might be able to pay around the same payment per month, maybe a little more. So with that said, what else is going on? Well, I've noticed in this market, there's been a couple more for sale by owner signs popping up. And, you may ask yourself, like, why? Why would somebody do that? Well, less than 10% of all transactions out there sold in the market are, for sale by owners. And, there's a bunch of different reasons for that. But why are people going on the market knowing that statistics are against them? And I'm not just saying this as a realtor, but, we did a segment before on for sale by owners and, and the statistics and whatnot. And I don't have those in front of me right now, but I want to say that for sale by owners, aka FSBOs, they net 85% of what a real estate agent would have got them on average. Okay, so check this out. So that's 15%. Even if an agent is charging you 7% commission. So let's take the median house in Rhode Island, all right? Just, give or take. Call it $250,000, okay? So $250,000. When you get 85% of that, of course, anybody could do this math, it's $212,500. Okay, so that same person listed with a real estate agent charging a 7% commission would be at $232,500. Right? That's a huge difference. Huge difference. I mean, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. So why is this? And of course, you ask any agent, why is this? Or anybody, and they're going to say, well, exposure. I mean, it's a big difference when you have somebody who has access to not only MLS, but over 900 websites. Okay. So if you're a for sale by owner and you're putting it on one or two or maybe even 3 or 4 websites, okay, you got to ask yourself, those people on those websites, are they really even qualified to buy? I heard the 33% rule, and basically 33% of buyers on Zillow are not pre-qualified for a mortgage, okay? But they are looking for a house. They're not pre-qualified for a mortgage. So realistically, without a pre-qualification, without even knowing if you're going to qualify, that's not necessarily a real buyer. 33% are not even actual buyers. They're bored. Potentially, they could be unemployed. Who knows? They're just looking around online. And then the other 33% are buyers. But who knows, how far out they are. There's some buyers that start their search, a year before they end up buying. Okay, so you're only reaching that small pool. Okay, so Why would you not want to be on 900 sites? Why would you not want to be in front of 5,000 agents that are all working to sell your house? Because that's what happens. Okay, that's what happens. We work together, and we pay an agent to come in and sell your property to their buyer, right? But aside from that, it's negotiations. Okay, it's like if you go into court, right? You go into court, whatever it could be, for divorce, or, you're trying to settle on an injury, or, anything. Okay. Would you go into court, without an attorney, or with a poor attorney, and expect optimum results? No, you wouldn't. You really, really wouldn't. So why are you going to sell your biggest asset and leave money on the table? It just doesn't make sense to me. So a lot of people don't want to pay a commission. But again, when you look at these numbers, when you crunch these numbers, I mean, these statistics aren't lying. Okay, so it's just something to think about. There's a lot of people that want to do it on their own, but my suggestion would be, look for a top realtor in your area. Okay, it's easy. You could just go online. Actually, Zillow's really good for this, though. You go on like Zillow, right? And you go under the agent finder, okay, in your town or in your area, and you just look up all the top agents. Or, of course, you can contact me. We sell all over the state, okay? And 401-359-2338. Happy to give you a market estimate, okay? We can give you a net profit report, okay? So we'll let you know exactly what you're going to walk away with. We can guarantee you a bottom line, what you're going to get in this market, okay? So there's a lot to it. So if you're thinking for sale by owner or know somebody that is, just get all the facts up front. There's a lot of forums, a lot of legal advice. There's a lot of different parties at play. There's about 52 people in a transaction. I don't know if you knew that. About 52 people in a transaction and 183 steps. So how are you going to sell a house with 183 steps? When you maybe only know 5 of them or 10 of them. So we can hook you up with all of the right knowledge, or, we could do it for you. So happy to help you however we can. 401-359-2338.